Today I'm gonna be making stuffed animals out of mittens. And I'm so excited! I haven't done this before yet, but I think I know how to. I went to the Dollar Tree, the $1.25 tree, truthfully. And this is gonna be my body. And this will be a sweater. So you're gonna wanna buy 2 pairs of mittens. One of the pairs of mittens I got actually came with a second pair, so I paid for 2, but I got 3, so which means I'm gonna make 3 stuffed animals because I got 6 mittens. But I'm gonna start off by just doing these 2. The second thing you're gonna need is a stuffing. At least for this first one, I'm gonna use what I have in this box or bag, which is scrap fabric. So it'll be kind of a lumpy little guy, but I'm gonna cut this stuff up small and use it, and hopefully it'll feel nice and comfy and cozy. So you're also gonna need thread, where'd it go? Thread, needle, and scissors, and then you're ready to go. Oh, well, buttons also. So the first thing you want to do is you're gonna cut this pinky and middle finger off, and then cut a little bit further up on the pinky, maybe cut it at an angle, because you're going to take the middle finger and sew it so that it matches the thumb, which is what I'm doing here. I don't remember the name of the stitch. I'll have to put it on the screen. But I'm just using that stitch. Usually also, if you're interested in like covering up stitching, you would do this. You would flip the glove inside out and then sew it. But I'm not too bothered by that because they're going to be wearing a sweater. Okay. Maybe put it up higher than I did. But yeah, they're going to have a sweater on, which is going to cover up a lot of the stitching, so I'm not worried about flipping it inside out. So that's him all stitched up. Kind of silly, but you just want to really make sure you can put your finger in there, because that means that you can put the stuffing. So, oh, he's so funny looking. And I'm going to stitch up the butthole, I guess. Crafting doesn't need to be expensive or difficult. You don't need to have to take one of those weird big courses to do it. You don't need to do anything. It's really low barrier. You go to the Dollar General or the Dollar Tree or ask your grandma what she's got around. You can be at any age, any life stage. Your kids can be 13 when you start sewing them stuffed animals. A baby can be 5 before you make them their first blanket. Because, you know what, it's just about starting. And I think a lot of us were not given opportunities to start, and then you become an adult and you rediscover that love. It's very human, very innate, that like love of craft to make something. So that took me less than 10 minutes to sew his little arm on. For this next step, you're going to need to bust out buttons. And if you don't have buttons, that's okay, because as long as you have thread, you can sew those on. If you have beads, you can use those too. You can draw on it with a marker or use other fabric, like I have my scrap fabric out, to do the eyes and the nose and everything. But I'm going to use buttons because I have buttons. I like this button a lot. I like that color, that shine, but oh my goodness, I was looking for this. This is a threader. This is helpful. I misplace mine all the time. Oh my goodness, look at this button. Look at that freaking button. That's just beautiful. Ooh, look at this one. Very, very upscale. Very downtown girl. I like wooden ones too. This came from a skirt I own. The yellow one. It's very cute. This is my favorite color. The eyes. I chose like these opals. There are those like buttons that only have this part in the back. It's not like 4 holes, which I don't like securing them because they never feel secure to me, but it's what I have for those. And then this black, just plain black button. Very classic. It's a little smaller than the eye buttons, so I think it'll work. It has a little big little nose. It also kind of looks like a mouth going. So maybe she's serving. So when you sew a glove shut, these pieces kind of look like ears because of the shape. So it's gonna be the ears, the buttons, and the nose. Put these in here. Go. I want to show you guys her using her stairs. Oh, you're so good. I feel like this is gonna fall. Sorry if this isn't the best, but I'm gonna try and do it like this. I'm gonna use this thick yarn. It's actually like friendship bracelet thread. It's very big. Now I'm gonna sew one eye, right kind of where the top of the glove tapers out. It's right here. And the reason why I've decided to do this before stuffing it is because I can have it like that. And that makes it significantly easier. Aw, he's coming together. And I'm not going to use the big thick thread for his nose because you'll be able to see it. I use small thread. I use the big thick one. First of all, because you can't see it, and I just wanted to use it up. Probably use it later too. But also because, like I said, showed before, these are those one hoop things, and I never really trust them. I don't know. Oh, this is the body done. Let's get to stuffing. Like I said before, I'm going to stuff it with the scrap fabric. But I'm going to cut it up so it's kind of more like confetti bits. Just go crazy. Make sure you have good scissor skills. Don't want to get cut up. I think this is also a pretty good thing to do with a little kid learning how to sew because you won't need to do much of any measuring or any patterns, which definitely good skill to get later, but you know, sometimes you just want to do something easy, especially when you're little and you got little, he's very lumpy, little attention span. Using scrap fabric as stuffing has pros and cons. It makes a firmer, lumpier, kind of like a sillier looking product. My hair is everywhere, sorry about that. I'm shedding. But it's good for the environment to use up everything. It's like when we were hunters and gatherers, I know some people still are, and you use the whole of the animal to waste nothing. It's respectful, but it's also good for the earth. Your scrap fabric that you throw away will likely end up in a landfill. Most of our landfills are just clothes and textile waste. Just so stupid. And everyone's going out and buying new outfits every season. You know, thrift it. If you really want it, you find it used online. You know, if you don't find it, you will eventually. It's kind of like fun that way. I'm hoping this is entertaining and stuff. Maybe it's relaxing to just do something slow. This is definitely helping me because, you know, sometimes I get stuck in that like loop of just scroll. Slowing down and filming my process is forcing me to also talk about my process and sit with my thoughts. TV's off, computer's off. Can't use my phone because I'm filming on it, you know? And it's like I'm just chatting with friends, you know? You know what's messed up is that extra finger we didn't use, if you guys remember, the pinky, I'm gonna stuff it with its own pinky because I messed up. I like to use the butt of a paintbrush. I have this paintbrush that I haven't thrown away yet, even though it's not really salvageable, but I use it for when I need it. Stuff. You just push it through. It's funny, I feel like this brings out the grandma in me. If you know me in real life or follow me on anything else, this is a very peculiar vibe. But this is like the Bob Ross in me. I actually have a Bob Ross night light with his face on it that it turns on. It's supposed to be a clapper. I've noticed it just turns on randomly. I've tried clapping. I can't figure it out. You know what's cool is I'm going to use up all my scrap fabric, and then if I run out of scrap fabric, I'll just use stuffing. But it's okay to use two things. Sometimes I do beads or rice or beans. I'll kind of sew a janky pouch to put it in so it sits at the bottom, at the butt, or the tummy or the limbs. And then they're like weighted. Okay, so I finished stuffing it. Close this top up. You see how he's kind of like a rectangle right now? We really want like more like that shape. I'm just gonna do a quick stitch here and here. I was thinking about going all the way around, but he's gonna have a turtleneck on. So I think I'm just gonna do a quick one. Here's how you use this, by the way, because I did it earlier without explaining. So you take your threader and you're gonna put it through the hole of the needle, the eyelet, and then you take your string, your thread, and put it in. Let me see what you can see. You put it in right here after. I like to do this just to make sure it stays. And then you pull the thread off until it's through. And now you have your needle threaded. That got me where I wanted to be. Yeah. So now you take the sweater. Simple, you're going to cut all the fingers off. If you were running out of stuffing before, you could have done this earlier. So you just have this rectangle. I'm just putting it on, even though obviously it's not really ready to be on, because I need to see where the armhole should go. Usually, if you did the arms more even, you probably just do like a cross, but I didn't do the arms super even. So you know what would actually be a good idea is to thrift mittens. But I would really be careful just to thrift mittens that don't look usable, because I wouldn't want to. Although, you know, maybe a lot of thrift stores will just throw stuff away and blah blah blah. Oh my goodness. Is that not the freaking cutest? So, I am gonna stitch this side up more right here, because this hole is too big. You absolutely don't need to use such big thread. This is a choice I'm making out of sheer laziness. Oh, so cute. Is that not just the sweetest thing ever? Thank you guys for hanging out with me and making a little friend. I would totally love to see your animals. Tag my Tumblr in my description, and you can post it and tag me, or at me, or whatever. And I'll see. Or just send it to me on Tumblr, and I'll see if you made them. Love you. Bye.